Greetings and salutations, everyone, and welcome back to Rimworld Ascension, episode 54. If you enjoy this episode, please remember to like and subscribe, and as always, MODLIST is down in the description. And with that, let's get into the episode. Welcome back to Rava, everyone, which is, because I keep forgetting to mention it, that is the name of the settlement. I really should say that more often, but yes, that is the name of the settlement. It's Rava. Where we left off last week, everyone's either down or having a mental breakdown, except for the slaves, which is not the best, so we're gonna have to make that work. We are hopefully this episode going to be getting the power line fully built so we can start getting some electricity going, as well as finishing digging out a couple of these rooms. That's really the only plan I have for this episode. Now, we do have a good amount of food stored, so I'm not too worried about running out of food. We should be good on that front. And the rice field's growing as well, so we'll have a rice soon too. Now, if I recall, Maize is down due to extreme malnutrition, and Jaleel is down due to having a catatonic breakdown. That's right. So we just need to get rid of that malnutrition on Maize, and Maize can go ahead and get back up. As for Calhoun, we're just going to have to wait them out. And Maize is no longer incapable of walking. Very good. But they are recreation starved, so they are on the verge of a mental breakdown. I think the next thing we're going to dig out, as opposed to, once we finish this bedroom, as opposed to digging out more bedrooms, I think it's about time we built a proper prison. So I'm thinking we're going to turn this into a prison. So first thing we need to do is determine how big these ore deposits are. Interesting. That, I've never seen an ore deposit in that shape before. That is interesting. But we can actually work with that. We can just turn this into the prison. Right here. Just dig it out all the way. That'll save me some effort. And we'll get a bunch of steel out of it. It's a win-win for everyone. Ah, that's right. We also have this dead horse we need to bring back to base, which, since Maze is going to re-equip all his weapons, we can have him bring the horse back. We either need Calhoun or Jaleel to stop having mental breakdowns so they can get back to work suppressing the slaves, as right now it's only a matter of time until one of the slaves revolts and tries to run away. And we don't want that. That would be very counterproductive. Now it looks like Pi is making good progress in here. We now have an actual table and a singular chair. It's not a lot, but it's better than not having a table to eat at. Hopefully that'll help keep their moods up a little bit, as eating without a table does give a very small... I believe it's like a, -3 for 24 hours. Even that doesn't seem like a lot, but when we have this many negatives, it helps to have the small ones removed. Any that we can get rid of is necessary. And looks like Otter's finally got around to the butchering of that horse, which means we are going to get another probably minimum 10 meals. So that'll be good. What? Apparently Lyrat died of malnutrition at 60%. That they shouldn't have died at 60%, but okay. That is unfortunate. We'll need to have them hauled out of there before that causes problems. Well, I guess that means only Razivman is remaining as a potential recruit. And there we go. They've been disposed of. Let's also go ahead and prioritize building the wooden walls back up so that our animals don't escape. And Jaleel is no longer incapable of walking, which means they can go about doing their thing. But more importantly, they might be able to talk Calhoun out of their psychotic breakdown. Success! There we go. And there we go again. We now have resecured the pen so that our animals cannot wander out. And there we go. Another bedroom has been fully excavated. That one's going to go to either Jaleel or Maze. Depends on who needs it. And now Calhoun is going to get to work on digging out all this steel, which will eventually become the prison. Or at least part of the prison. My plan for the prison is each prisoner is going to have their own separate room in order to prevent mass prison escapes. So we're just going to dig out a big box, and then we'll make each individual cell from there. Ah, look at that. We're making berry meals. Very nice. Now, in terms of the temperature, I would like to figure out how to prevent our food from going bad. Because we have a lot of it, and having it go bad would be less than useful. Interesting. We can use this, and it will simply cool the entire room down to slightly below 0, but we cannot control it. That would require us to build a pipeline all the way to the base, but it would be very useful because it does not emit heat like a standard cooler does. I say let's build that. I feel like that will be the optimal way to cool the freezer down without also warming up the entire base. We will need to build a wall here, though, because I'm not going to run a pipe all the way around. You know what? Let's suspend making more meals for now. I feel like we have more than enough to last us a while. So we're going to just suspend those so that we don't end up making more than we're capable of eating. We want to minimize waste after all. Good. They're both working together to dig out all that steel. That's going to be a huge amount of steel for us to use. Honestly, with how much steel is around this map, I don't think we're going to be running out anytime soon. I mean, there's steel deposits everywhere. There's one here. There's a massive one here. Another one there. Another 2 big ones right there. Another there. Then there's, of course, this massive one here. This one. Another one right there. Another one. There's one there too. And finally one right there. There is a lot of steel on this map. And who knows how much is inside the mountains themselves. I mean, there could be even more. You know what? Let's also have Maze go ahead and we're going to start farming some more stuff. Specifically, we are going to start farming some heal root. There it is. Go ahead and queue that up. Just because we need medicine. And harvesting wild heal root, while it is viable, I would prefer to have our own homegrown heal root, as it's more efficient, it's closer, and is just all around easier. Dang, those two working together have in less than a day dug out all of the first pocket of steel. And now get to do the glorious work of digging out the actual prison itself. And Maze has once again collapsed due to heat stroke. This is becoming annoyingly common. Transport pod crash, Spain. Suffering paralytic abrasia, unable to walk, jump to location. Hello. High crafting, high social, high construction. This is a really good person. And they have Tycoon, which means they get 20... Oh, wow. This is a really good person. I can have them become a warden. And when they're not wardening, they can either be constructing or crafting. I'm gonna have them do crafting. We already have Pi and Calhoun to do construction. I accept. Welcome to the colony, Spain. Let's go ahead and go rescue them. We are gonna need to convert you, though. You believe in klepticism, which is all about stealing stuff, I presume. It's also all about raiding, which actually fits. So yeah, it is all about stealing stuff. So we're gonna need to convert you. So we need to go ahead and get a ritual spot so that we can go ahead and give out some rolls once again. So once we get that guy hauled in and put into the hospital. And so we're only going to get him, though, in 40-ish days. So it's basically another Jalil case where we're going to have a really good colonist, but we can't use him for like 5 episodes minimum, which is rather unfortunate, but we can make it work. Begin perfect. No, not perfect fair. Role change. Let's go Jalil. What? Due to extreme temperature. Okay, so the temperature is too extreme outside to do that. Very well, we shall do it in here. Let's do Jalil first. Jalil will be the counselor. And there we go. Jalil is once again the counselor. And let's go ahead and do one more. And make Calhoun the awakened cowboy. And there we go. We now have our leader and our moral guide back, and we are immediately going to use convert on... Actually, hold on a second. I think we also need to be converting Otter. Well, let's use it on Otter. Better to get the slaves converted first. Spain has 40 days to be converted, so we can wait on him. And there we go. That has been constructed. It does not need power. Now we send Calhoun up here to start building that. How much longer do we have? 7 hours. This is going to be close. And then, of course, you actually have to wait for it to cool it off properly, but if this works, we might just save our food. Oh, this is going to be tight. 5 hours. Let's hope it can cool down fast enough. It is 100 degrees in there. Alright. It's going. Temperature is dropping surprisingly fast. Well, it's officially colder than the hospital at 60 degrees, but it looks like we are going to lose 5 grilled meals. So what we're going to do, in order to not lose 5 meals, is we are going to go ahead and go consume them. We might need to actually build more gas coolers. It seems to be stabilizing at about 60. We're going to build a second one. Alright, looks like we are going to need to unsuspend those orders to cook simple meals. And unsuspend the grill as well. Oh, it's now refrigerated. So that is buying us a little bit of time. In fact, it is now flipping between refrigerated and frozen. So long as they stop opening that darn door. Speaking of which, we should probably refuel that cooler. The whole base is sitting at like 100 degrees, so we gotta keep all the rooms cool in order to keep this one cool. But even just having it refrigerated is... Oh, that's right. Grills don't get... Grills don't like being frozen. I forgot about that. Now, they are still edible, they just don't give the well-fed buff. But that's okay, because they will last. That's all that matters. They will last longer. Alright, well, if grills get ruined by being put into a freezer, then what I'm hearing from that is we need to build a meal tray specifically to keep the grilled meals not in the freezer. Oh geez, we almost have electricity now. Well, with us almost having electricity, I think we need to set up some stuff. First things first, we're going to be putting some ceiling fans in here. I'm going to put 2 of them, simply for symmetry. And we're going to put a light. We're only able to do a standing lamp right now because we don't actually have walls to use wall lamps, but a standing lamp's good enough for me. I'll take a standing lamp. And we're going to put one in here too, so we can see in the kitchen as well. And with that last power conduit, we now have electricity to the base. Now all we have to do is actually use it, which is going to require us to start building stuff. But we have it. It works. That is great. Means we can start cooling the base down with fans, and more importantly, installing lights so that we can see. It looks like this is stabilizing at around about 20 degrees. That's good enough for now. I'll take 20 degrees over 115 any day, even if it is cutting into our Helixian gas. But we have 6,120 liters per day left, so not too concerned. Ooh, an animal transport pod crash of a cassowary named Kevin. Well, sorry, Kevin, but we are almost certainly going to be eating you. Actually, Calhoun's about to have a mental breakdown. We should probably not send Calhoun out. They're gonna bleed to death in 6 hours. We'll just wait for them to bleed out. Ah, and Maze is harvesting the first bits of our rice. Very nice. That will hopefully give us enough food to last until the next rice harvest. He's also planting heel root, so we'll have medicine and we'll have food. All very good things. And we have the first light. Look at that. Now, I do have a mod, if you check the mod description, that makes it so lights only turn on when people are in the room to help save power. But that's besides the point. We now have light in the entire room, which will make everything be done a lot faster and a lot more efficiently. So hopefully we'll be seeing some good progress on mortars. And this is where I'm gonna leave this episode. We're getting our rice harvest, we got a freezer set up, and we got power. So all is going good. We might be on the verge of famine, but we aren't in a famine yet. No promises that it'll stay that way, though. So hopefully next episode, now that we have power and food, we can start making some real progress on research again. We have a lot of research in order to progress from the industrial era, so we got to get a lot of that done. With that, I will see you all in the next episode.